Hello and welcome back. This is Above Average FPL. My name is Adam, and as always, joined by Baker. How are you doing, mate?
Very well, mate. We've made it. We have made it.
We've made it. I was literally panicking, just trying to do one more visual before we got started. But yeah, we've made it. We've made it to the break. There are red arrows everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Ironically, we must have the same amount of green arrows somewhere else. So somebody's getting green arrows.
I just don't know where they are.
Just don't know who they are. So hello to everyone in the YouTube chat. If you've got a green arrow, tell us.
And let Spartans. So we've had at least one Spartan said it's first. But even then, first green arrow in 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's just been the last few weeks has just been an absolute slog. But as you say, we're there now. People can delete the app. People can switch off. The prices are frozen. Everything's just on pause, which is nice.
Yeah, there's no reason to do anything now, is there?
There's literally no reason to touch it. Like, literally no reason to touch it.
And it doesn't even, the price changes don't even change again till after the deadline.
Correct.
So it is like a full wild card type.
It's back to pre-season. It's back to pre-season. You said, I think, did you say it last week or did Andy say it? Oh, we're in full pre-season mode now, essentially, which is kind of nice. The only thing you do have to consider, though, is if for some reason you have a tiebreaker with a colleague or a friend or whatever in your mini leagues, not so much at OR, but in your mini leagues, if you have a tiebreaker and you go and make 300 million transfers over the break and you finish on the same points as him or her, you will be behind them.
Because they won't make any.
Because they're going to go enjoy Christmas, enjoy the World Cup, enjoy everything else. So
I don't know if there is that many. Do you think the reason why it suddenly feels very, very hard, though, is that just sheer number of engaged managers, the content side of it, like team news and ticks and the leak thing? I mean, I hate it. I genuinely hate it because actually we're all paralyzed and want to do moves based on that. And hits feel like they're the worst things on earth, that your rank plummets off them. So we even more tenterhooks over them. And it's just a crap way that we're all scaring around.
Yeah, but we say that, but if the players that we knew about that weren't playing, we transferred out, and then the one that we got in smashed it, it'd been fine. I think, looking at the way that City have performed over the last few weeks, really, and the number of points we've been getting from those guys, I mean, it's on the outcome more than anything. I think quite a lot of that feeling.
I feel like the fact that everyone knows about these leaks now, like Tix has gone from like 30,000 followers to over 100,000 followers in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we've seen celebrities talk about it. We've seen everyone talk about it. It's like it's almost funneling casuals into being engaged. Much better managers. They're not doing the stupid move on a Saturday. Sunday, Saturday night used to be just huge price swings. Everything used to happen, all those type of things, and now it's dull.
Yeah, because exactly. Because everyone's sitting waiting for stuff, and everyone's making the same moves, and
it definitely feels hard. And I'm going to be really interested to see how that plays out when we get back.
Yeah, really, I mean, it does. It does. Yeah, and it makes looking at I just noticed we've got the same game week score, but which is great. But yeah,
not great though, is it, mate?
No, it's terrible. But just looking at the ranks. I mean, I've seen on Twitter, and you look around, people are like, "Oh, my third red arrow in a row. It's such a disaster. My rank is only like 11k." I'm like, okay, have fun, enjoy your break. I mean,
we got 42 points. And we both brought in Darwin.
Yeah, we both brought in Darwin. Thank God we brought in Darwin.
Thank God, because I've seen loads of others. Mike's just in the chat there, 33 points. I've seen Sam Sports Science was like 29 points or something like that.
Somebody sent me one with 23 points.
Great.
Somebody sent me one with 23 points net. I mean, obviously he must have taken a hit, but I'm just trying to see who that was now. Oh, Architect. So FPL Architect, 23 points, right? So he had Gaeta, not a bad pick. Trippier with 7. Then he had Cancelo, Webster. So Cancelo 1, Webster nothing, Saka 3, Martinelli 6, Salah 2, Zaha nothing, Rashford 2, Haaland captain 2, and Alvarez 1. What's amazing, he's got sub-keeper Danny Ward.
So what we learned?
This game is brutal. It's brutal, and it's weird.
It kind of makes it fun, though. Do you not think? And the fact that it's now really, 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 really hard. Like you used to think, wherever I am now, I'm going to go forward after this point. Like you just.
That's
remember when you used to know that it was like game week 19 had gone past, and you were sort of almost chuckling to yourself, waiting that everyone would do their wild card in game week 20, game week 21, and you'd be like, "Did you know there's some blanks and double? What are those?" And I'm like, "That's all gone." Like, so we used to say, like, if we were wherever we are now, you could almost take a naught off the end, and that was a relatively easy thing to do. Now,
I mean, I think there's still opportunities. I think there's quite a few chips that have been played. There have been. I mean, I haven't got it on the screen, but if I look at like the number of chips that have been played so far, I'm just trying to scramble to this because we didn't discuss it beforehand. But so in the top 10K, 20% of people have used their bench boost. Right, so 1,800 managers have used their bench boost, and
this is good. This is infusing us. We're back
exactly. 55.5% of the top 10K have used their free hit.
We're back in.
21% have used their triple captain.
It's on.
So yeah. So in the top 10K, 35% have used 2 chips, 13% have used 3 chips, and 58 managers have used 580 managers, I should say, have used their all 4 chips. So there's still opportunities there. We know that City are going to double like 4 times, and these guys are going to have played these chips, and we're going to be sitting on triple captain Haaland in double game weeks and bench boosted Haaland in double game weeks and all sorts of stuff. So there's going to be loads going on. When we come back, there's still going to be more coming back. It is going
to be really interesting, because normally, game week 1 rank is whatever game week 1 rank is. But I think I've had like a green arrow in game week 2, 3, 4, 5 every season for as long as I can remember.
Oh no, yeah, you were quite consistent last year. I'm thinking last season we were like top 10K or top 20K in like 2-3 weeks.
Even then, it was still creeping up.
Yeah, you could normally in game week 9 last year, didn't you?
You could normally beat people early on, and it's going to be really interesting getting that standing start. But we've already got scores behind us. How that plays out, so. We just don't know. I do think there is a learn there. I don't think that no matter what your rank is, you need to be thinking about in game week 19, I need to differentiate. So if a template forms, I've got to go away from it and do this stuff. I still think that's not the way to play. Pick the team that you want, I think is the way is the way forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So let's just quickly, there's some more points coming in. So Colm says he's got 60 points. Richard Mellor, 61. Praveen, 61. You bastards, honestly. John Clark, 71. Spartans, 56. Jammer, 52. Isaac, 62. Like, where you guys are listening to us, for Christ's sake? Like, how the hell?
Do you know what's the worst, mate? Like, literally, I did a bit.
Leicester game start 0-0. Yeah, bastards. We'll talk about that.
That ruined us. That ruined us.
About that.
But I did a bit of looking this afternoon, and it finally dawned on me. We just haven't had Kane enough. Why have we not had Kane enough? I took Kane out to remodel my squad, and that was just unbelievable stupid.
Oh, yeah, I did, because I had Son and Kane in game week 8, didn't I? I went for the big.
Did the right thing. Yeah, you went off. I went on him on wild card when loads of people didn't go on him. I went on him on wild card and then took him back out. If I just stuck with Kane.
Yeah, but didn't you go to Wilson?
Yes, who then didn't get any. I took Wilson out before the 19 points. Yes. Mate, I've played like a dickhead for the last 7 weeks.
Daddy Bot, 5th straight red with 44 points. Yeah.
Welcome to the club, boys.
And Mike says, can we raise a glass for the England cricket team? I agree.
Yes.
Cheers to those boys. Well done. Sorry, Bakar. So
Baker 1, Bakar 0.
It's a full above average FPL 1 or 2. The FPL wire 0.
Oh, you've done them both.
Yeah,
no, to be fair, though, yeah. They won't tell us to back up, but they both wanted England to win today. Absolutely did.
Penguin 54 points up to 163k. Cool. Right, that's the last one I'm going to read out from there. So
what are we doing?
We're going to do a quick plug. So remember that we are doing World Cup Fantasy and we're going to do some content. So we're going to be joined next week by FPL Harry. So I was supposed to be doing this at the end, but there it is, I think. Oh, excuse me. Lovely. FPL Harry, nice clean bit of cropping I've done there on his lovely logo.
I thought you would say clean bit of face because he's so clean and lovely.
Yeah, he is. So you saw him last night.
I did see him last night.
Yeah, and the above average FPL. Of course, we are supported by our friend Crypto Block Dan. Dan is normally in the chat. I'm surprised he hasn't even told us how many points he's got this week. Don't know why, but
he's had a busy week, mate. Crypto's not been
very busy week. So if he is big into obviously his crypto. He is a games analyst for a company that works in crypto gaming in sort of play to earn. And if you have any questions about crypto, blockchain, all that stuff, then drop him a message, drop him a follow on Twitter, and say hello.
It's big topics right now, mate. It's big topics.
Indeed.
Chat.
If you do like the video, if you do enjoy what we're doing, then make sure you smash that like button. That would really, really help us. And if you want to see more, obviously click that subscribe button. We've built a little small, tiny community so far. We've opened up a Discord, just like others, just so we have a place where we can chat, and that's primarily with our patrons. So if you want to get access to the Discord, head over to patreon.com/aboveaveragefpl and check us out there.
Yeah, we like, for anyone that's been following us a while, we did quite a lot of pre-season content. We'll do all of those kind of things over the next 5-6 weeks, share our plans, do our data. Done some data dumping in there today. I'll stick those notes in the Discord later of what I've been looking at, to try and get those plans over it. And we'll do a bit of World Cup bits. So I don't know what the cheapest tariff on Patreon is, £3 or something like that for a month. If nothing else, you do it for a month, then you get all of our pre-season content. So if you like it, become a friend.
Excellent. So a new something. Oh no, we'll just do the leagues quickly. Or do you want to go through our teams? No, don't want to go through the teams.
I don't even want. We both know we got 42 points, mate.
We got 42 points. That'll do. So a quick league update. Remember that the league will be shut at the game week 17 deadline. I'm sticking to that. But just to show everyone our top 10, so Yantan Leatheritt, Robin Smith with 1,013 points, top of the above average mini league. Bury City Mark Bleakley on 1,007. Wet Dream Team, Chris Whittingham in third, 1,006. Control Alt Delict, Seats Van Dam with 1,002 points. All those guys smashing the 1,000 points barrier. And then our friend Ross, FPL Corf, down in fifth with 996 points. Everyone on YouTube, you can see the rest of the top 10 there. But yeah, if you want to join, then UAT148 is the code. It's there on the screen, and it's.
I don't think we know any of those top four, do we? If you are any of those in those top four, get in touch, and we'll give something to the highest person that contacts us during the break.
Okay,
there you go.
We didn't discuss that, but cool.
Didn't, but,
Sounds good. And for this week, we're going to introduce the wheel. So we normally we get complaints, right? We get complaints from like which team we look at next, and I wanted to make it completely fair. Plus, my daughter's been just doing this random wheel spinner on the phone all day to like which chore she should do and that sort of stuff. So we've introduced the wheel. So here's the wheel. It is loaded up with all of the games. So we've got Tony Smashes. We've got England's number one Ships 3. Darwin. Fuck off, Wilf. He's the reason. Best keeper in the league. Miggy shits points. Odegaard. Danny at the double. And anyone fancy nachos? Should we spin it?
Spin the wheel, mate. Spin it.
Where are we going to start?
Goes a while, doesn't it?
It does go a bit longer.
Actually hurts my eyes a little.
Yes! Amazing. He's the reason.
Amazing.
Off we go.
Are you honestly telling me
that's genuinely
random? That is a genuine wheel.
It's a genuine random wheel.
You haven't messed this about.
I haven't messed it about. No, seriously. That's amazing.
We just came out with Spurs first. Tottenham Leeds.
Oh, man. I'm going to definitely be called out for a fix for that. Okay, so how do we digest this game? Because I think it was basically what we expected in many ways. Because Leeds come at you at a million miles an hour. They have done for like 3 years, and they still haven't changed under Jesse Marsch. And we expected to be under pressure immediately. I think from a lineup perspective, we were obviously a lot happier with having Kulusevski back, having Richarlison in that front three. I felt like the team was the right one, and I feel like it was set up well. I didn't feel like we were. I mean, you can see here we didn't get going to start with at all. Very, very weak with the first goal, and perhaps a bit of fortune, the equaliser. What are you saying about that?
Yeah, definitely fortunate. I think, first of all, when Leeds come to play, it's great. It's great. Like for a team like us that are boring and have been flat, you can't have a flat game with Leeds. And it brings the best out of you in so many different ways. And it exposes the bad of you in so many ways. And their pressure it really exposes the two things which hurt us hugely. One is that Dyer will make stupid mistakes under pressure. He will do stupid things. And Royal is just a terrible footballer. And those things in that first half, Somerville down that side, Rodrigo, down
the middle.
Down the middle of the one, but down that side again late on, despite the fact we've made changes. Those are our weak areas. And Leeds almost kind of tell you where those weak areas are, which is good in a bit. And I mean, Rodrigo's goals, both of them, the finishes were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, the run off the back. I think yes, the run off the back of Dyer is clever. I can't. It's not great positioning, but I don't think there's that much fault in the first goal. I don't think there's really a mistake there. I think he's weak for the first one, but and Somerville has just played him completely. But the second goal, yeah, unbelievable finish across the keeper.
But yeah, first goal, back to that. Kane, should it have stood? No,
probably not. But
it's this weird world.
We were here 2 weeks ago talking about Callum Wilson and Hugo Lloris, and people are going to say that's a completely different situation, which it was slightly. But again, it's all about more contact, isn't it? That's what that's the precedent that's being set. Is that you can allow more contact now.
It's the double down, mate. It's a double down. It's the same thing. Referee, it's cool if you're a referee and you don't give something against the keeper. It's like I'm a bit edgy here. It's like their way of trying to be that way is that I don't protect the keeper, because there's that old saying that everyone protects the keeper. Then VAR are like, God, I can't. If I call someone out who hasn't protected the keeper, then that's almost doubling down in a really weird way, and I just can't do it. So as soon as it went to VAR, I never, ever, ever thought, I was there, but I looked at it and I was like, I don't see this. The ref didn't feel like it was going to be either. You could just tell everyone was like, yeah, okay, you got to do your check, but it's not happening.
Yeah, fair enough.
It just felt that way where they were never going to go. Should they? Yeah, of course they should have. But the ref should have blown it in the first place.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be something that he hadn't seen, was it?
No, definitely. Definitely would have seen it. The play was there. So, and then Kulusevski takes charge.
Mate. The whole game, Kulusevski is it massively showed just how much we've needed him this season. He's our most important player.
I watched some clips back this morning, and it's not just the way he carries the ball. He actually takes touches that don't look great, but they give himself so much space and go past players before they've even realised what's happened. Sometimes they can look like bad touches. I mean,
it's like he's fishing. It's like he's fishing, isn't it? It's like I can't remember who else it was that said that they used to do that. I think it was old Ronaldo, not the R9 Ronaldo. R9. That used to say that he used to always push it. The way that he would always look to do was push, because then that knew that he could skip past the challenge and he didn't actually have to beat the man because they'd do it for him.
They commit moving the wrong way, and then you're past them.
And Kulu does that.
Yeah,
Kulu does that all of the time, and you'd have played against players that do that.
The last goal, yeah.
You think they're lucky, but it's not. It's just
Salah's a bit like that as well. Salah's a little bit like that. He makes the defenders move and he makes them lose their own balance.
Yeah,
without doing very much. And that last goal, just the way he just ghosted past. I can't remember who it was now, but
I think it was Cooper maybe on the.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Cooper because Cooper. I remember Cooper was blowing out of his arse on Match of the Day, trying to get back in. Like Ian Wright's like highlighting when he's like literally blowing. Sure. But I can't remember who it was. But he just went past him really, really easy, expecting a challenge, or I think he was expecting him to cut inside on his left, which you would expect him to, and then just to delay that pass and then find Bentancur. He even said in an interview afterwards, he said I knew if I was going to get into a situation like that, I was going to shoot. And he said, actually, I got to the point where I was like, actually, no, I should probably just pass this right at the end. So
his interviews are so good. And Bentancur, as soon as Basuma comes on the pitch, Bentancur becomes James Maddison in our team. It literally feels like that kind of player.
It was the same in the Everton game. The Everton game a few weeks back, and those shackles come off, and then he begins to lead the press. And then it's just like the whole game just moves that way, which is great. So Leeds-wise, though, I mean, Somerville, very impressive, particularly in that first half. Just extremely direct. His running is excellent. His strength to keep Dyer off, as much as I blame Dyer for being weak, his strength to keep him away was extremely clever. And deserved.
We're gonna avoid them, and everyone's going to avoid them because they've got Man City first up. After the break, but Rodrigo, I was looking today, only Salah in the midfielders averages more non-penalty XG than Rodrigo this season per 90.
Oh, really?
So Salah averages 0.51 non-penalty XG per game. He averages 0.48. Next best is Foden at 0.36. That's quite a drop-off. So he's like 50% better than most. He's a proper asset. 6.3, 6.4, whatever he is now. He's cheap. He's cheap. And I know, we had the thing early in the season and they were like, I'm not sure who gets in or those things. I feel he's earned it.
Yeah.
They can trust him.
Those
finishes are so good. It's so good. Bamford's finishing, is the worst, literally the biggest underperformer in the entire league is Bamford.
Yeah.
Rodrigo's legit.
Agreed. He's had a good first half of the season. And it was Robin Koch that that Kulu ghosted past. I remember the number 5 shirt, so I've just gone and checked that out. You might have seen I was looking for my phone. I have no idea where my phone is. So just checked it out on SofaScore.
There you go.
Cool. Back to the wheel.
But Kulusevski out the other side of the World Cup. Do you think he'll be in your team for 17?
I have no idea. It's game week 17.
It's still a lot of money, 8 million quid in it. I do think there's still a lot of money. But Harry Kane...
What are we? We are Brentford, Villa, Palace, and then Arsenal, Fulham. Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, Arsenal comes across as a difficult fixture on the ticker, of course, but it's where the big game players come up.
Harry Kane has to be in your team in game week 17.
Yeah, agreed.
We need to stop. Yeah. That's the one that we need to stop messing about with. 102 points.
Yeah.
102 points. Okay. The reason that people have had green arrows this week is they had 11 points from Harry Kane.
Yeah.
102 points.
Yeah. Back to the wheel. Let's get back
to the wheel.
Here's the reason. Right. Hide that one and spin again. What are we going?
It hurts me. It hurts my eyes, this.
Darwin.
Right, so we had our team, and now we've got the player that we brought in.
This is amazing. This is not a fix, I promise. It's not a fix. Right, I'm going to slow down that wheel because it is way too long. 8 seconds is way too long. Let's take that down to 5.
Way too long. Right, this game. I mean, I saw the game Match of the Day. I didn't see the free because I was at Tottenham game, so I didn't see this, but I was waiting for him to come in. But I mean, having capped Haaland, I was I was dreading this game.
Mm. Yeah.
I was absolutely dreading this game.
And I think for a large part of it, we got away with it. Salah had a couple of chances, didn't he, as well?
2 big chances.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I mean, it's 2 good finishes from Darwin as well. That second goal is kind of the epitome of what I expect from him.
Yeah, and get across Salah.
Yeah.
Get across Salah.
Yeah. Even more so that. His hunger to get to the ball. It's what you want. And they're in places where XG's high as well. So yeah.
I can't see a way that I don't start 17 without Robbo. Literally the first person I brought in is Robbo. Like, he's much, much better than Trent as an asset nowadays. Like, he's the real deal. Like, Robbo's 29, whatever he is. He's a proper pro. You're not going to see a downturn in Robbo now. It's just a question of how long his legs last.
Yeah. He's obviously got the next 6 weeks off.
But he absolutely knows it. And he was so on it. Like, when you watch highlights, you were like, I've not seen Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent's got 1 assist all season. Robbo got 2 on Saturday. Yeah. 1 assist. We've gone into the World Cup and Trent's got 1 assist.
Yeah, that's mad. That is mad. Liverpool has just been bad defensively though as well. I mean, I know we're talking about attacking wise.
But they got
all the focus, but that's it. But all the focus has been on Trent defensively, and that I think that's clearly impacted him because he's getting a lot of pelters all season. He had 3 or 4 games in a row where, you know, key mistakes were being called out publicly. Yeah. Twitter, match of the days, Champions League shows, whatever you wanted to. He was being called out. I think to some extent deservedly so as well. So that's clearly had an impact on what he thinks he should be doing with the ball and how far he should be advancing up the pitch. And, you know, whilst he is being tactically told to do what he should do anyway, psychologically there'll be that hesitance. So that's clearly impacted him. Robbo's obviously just been out injured and he's come back and he's like, yeah, fuck this, I'm going to just do what I do. And he was no nonsense yesterday.
Darwin and Robbo. Like, if you were free hitting and there was games next week, you'd have Darwin and Robbo in your team and you wouldn't have the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to keep that in my head that when this season ended, the 2 assets that I want from Liverpool were Darwin and Robbo.
Yeah.
Because I suspect at the other side, I'm going to want Darwin and Robbo. Because actually, if you say that you want Kane, Haaland, and Darwin is really easily affordable. And you can then go anywhere. You know that there's always these strikers that come good and have that season. You know, Tony Gloves could stay fit. Wilson could stay fit. You know, is Tony, Mitrovic, and all those things. But if you just went in with Kane, Haaland, and Darwin, that's the kind of narrative I'm trying to build in my head. That
you buy the 3 big strikers from 3 big teams, and you just go, that's where all the points are going to be.
I can just disperse it out. Darwin's averaging 0.7 XG per game.
Yeah,
it's big. Only Haaland is averaging more XG per game than Darwin.
Yeah, Rich Mellow's just said about Luis Diaz. Maybe that's just a consideration, and maybe we look back at the impact that Diaz had on Robbo previously to see. And it depends. We just need to wait on his fitness as well. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a bit where I feel like Diaz was making Robbo worse, and then but I felt like positionally it was making him better. It felt like Robbo was more likely to score, but probably less likely to assist when Diaz was back. And hey, you might be able to get something at least on that Carabao Cup game, but it's going to be tough.
Oh, no, the one just before Christmas.
Yeah, we might get something from it, but
okay.
But I think Darwin will be in my team. It's just irresistible. 0.69 XG per game.
Yeah, and he's still under 9 million.
So hungry.
Yeah.
Yep. Robbo's 6.7. 6.7 for Robbo, whatever it is. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Feels good. I can't argue with that. It feels good. It feels good.
Southampton?
Nah. I mean, nah.
I have got a sneaky one on Southampton.
Yeah, I saw you did message me.
So I heard it, which has really surprised me that Romain Perraud is actually doing remarkably well at Southampton, and is like in the top 5 for XGI per 90 for defenders. Don't know where that's happening. He's averaging over 4 points a game. They're not keeping any clean sheets. I just don't even know where it's coming from. But
he scored a few weeks ago, didn't he? And
4.4. They're top of the ticker.
They are top of the ticker. We'll see the ticker in a bit. Right.
Need a cheaper.
Let's go back.
Spin it.
Spin it.
You just want to spin that wheel.
Love it.
You don't even want to talk about the game. You want to spin the wheel.
Fuck off, Wilf.
Have we both got Wilf?
Yeah, we've both got Zaha. So, yeah, we've both got Zaha. So, let's go. Forest Space. There's not much to talk about in this game, so we'll go back to the wheel nice and quickly anyway. I mean, there was nothing. I didn't watch the game. There was nothing. There wasn't really much on match of the day. But I didn't really see very much from this. I mean,
in general, Forest are the better team and 1-1-0.
Yeah, I think we can take that from the.
It's kind of if you take the penalty out of it and you say you missed it, it's kind of a 1-0 game.
Yeah, feels like it.
And once going 1-0, a little bit of late pressure, but didn't really feel like they were going to do anything about it. And
no, Palace aren't great away from home, generally speaking. Anyway, I don't think either of the teams are ones that we're considering going forward. I think Zaha, as good as his fixtures are off the back of it, they're all right, aren't they? I think we spoke about this.
We said this, that we want rid of him, but
Fulham
we're keeping
and Bournemouth.
Him. There's no chance he's coming out of our teams.
Fulham and Bournemouth. Then he can go. Tottenham, Chelsea, Newcastle, United in that order. Yeah, he can go after that, but
he can go after that.
He can disappear into the abyss.
Leeds home to West Ham. We can go Wilf on to Rodrigo in 19.
Okay, I can buy that. Any other interest from the rest of these? Do you ever feel like Wilf's going to score a penalty?
No, how does he still get the penalties?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel fine with him being central, but it's just the fact that he must be the only player in the league that the fact that he's on penalties is actually a disadvantage in FPL. And I just never feel confident.
What I find even worse about the penalty is that he clearly picks the spot beforehand because the keeper went the wrong way. So, like, if he would any composure, he'd go, keeper's gone that way. I'll just put it anywhere in the goal.
Yeah.
But he's going, I'm going to just bang it in this, and I can't actually hit a corner of a net.
It's because of the way. So when you see other strikers and midfielders who are, how can I describe it? You know, when you're playing football with mates, or you turn up and you see someone playing football, and you see the way they strike a ball, and you know immediately whether that person plays football or not.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that when he takes a penalty. Like I don't mind it the way his technique when he strikes the ball outside of the box anywhere else is fine. It feels fine. It feels like the right way to hit.
It feels a bit scuffed though. It feels a little scuffed.
It does. It feels like he gets his left foot very close to the ball, and so everything kind of comes in like really close. That's right. Really close together.
Standing foot is too close to the ball.
So close to the ball. So yeah. And but over a penalty, it just feels really uncomfortable. You just want someone that's slightly wider.
I can't believe Elise can't take a good pen.
I can't believe Premier League standard footballers can't take a good pen, regardless of what position they play.
Anderson can ping it 70 yards. He could probably
exactly
bash one in.
Anyway, he's still in our team in Game Week 17.
He's still in our team in Game Week 17. Just take the plane and go.
Fuck. Okay, fine. Right, back we go.
Neko, just Neko. I don't think you can leave him. I don't think
he's
you
a
can
dead
leave him
spot though. I mean, he's a dead spot. You might as well just go 3-9 if you're going to do that.
Bueno 3-9.
Muy bueno.
And you get added puns.
Happy days.
Yeah. Bueno days. Bueno dias.
Oh God, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Right, next. Oh, it's moved. Doesn't matter. Tony smashes. Off we go.
Mate.
Off
Fair
we go.
play.
Yeah, I tweeted them. Yeah, a little back and forth with Krellin yesterday when he was mentioning about the narrative of those teams or the players that were going to the World Cup versus those that were not going to the World Cup. I don't know how many of Brentford's players weren't going to the World Cup. What I will say is on this XG chart, I was called out on this on Twitter. So this XG chart is the only one that has Brentford under 2.5 XG, which I think, to be honest, actually, I don't even know why I didn't actually, because I was supposed to put the crab.
Hold on. 1.99 XG.
1.39 XG.
1.39. I mean, my eyes are bad. Were they like 3.2 or something I saw somewhere else?
Yep, exactly. So that was it. And I'm now scrambling because I thought I'd saved the one from Scott.
This is where people will be weird, is that XG is not just XG. It's fucking odd, this stuff. Understat have Brentford down at 3.29.
Yeah. So, oh crap. This is,
and it's early. It's early, so they're like 1.2. Yeah, it is early.
Yes, by the time they score, it is high.
That's where it is.
I'm trying to scramble to find it now.
Don't worry about it, mate.
I am worried about it. You talk. It's fine.
We've got to talk about the game. So let's talk about the game. So Brentford. I mean, when you look at it, they kind of see what they did, which is they sprung on City whenever they needed to. Like, they dominated the XG without needing to dominate the chances. And the way they did it, went to the free at the back, Zanka, Pinnock, me. Really good job. You know, you've always got the opportunity that you can have at least one, if not two men on Haaland.
I thought they defended Haaland really well, really tight.
Kind of what you got to do.
Really close together. Yeah. They were very close together. I noticed that very clearly.
Yeah. It was like, you've got a bloke with world-class movement. What I'm going to do is make sure that I've got somebody in front of you and someone behind you, so you can't peel and you can't dive, like as in dive in with a run, not dive on the floor. And yeah, maybe it works. I do feel like the midfield just needs. They deserve this in a way, City. Stones and Cancelo have no pace. Like, we would be really upset at Tottenham if they were our wing-backs, if Cancelo was on the left.
Okay. I'm not sure.
If he's on the right, we'd think he's the best thing in the world, but there's no way you'd put him there. When you've got someone like Cancelo who's so good going forward, you put him on the right. Like, so when you do it with Stones and you...
The thing is, the way that City play, they don't need pace, really. They don't need pace. You can kind of just float into positions of threat.
But you can spring pace when you haven't got that, because teams are not being stretched that they can sit in. If they've got pace, the other team can't. Like, Kevin De Bruyne does some great work on the sprints in the defence. Like,
I mean, what I find incredible about that second goal is an almost a mirror image of the goal that Brentford scored against United way back when. And did you see the two central defenders? Did you see the two central most defensive players that were there when Tony scored that goal? Do you know who they were?
Rodri and De Bruyne?
Gundogan, Haaland.
Ridiculous.
Genuinely, look, if you go back and watch it, it was
because
mad. Haaland was flying back. I mean, he was an absolute monster.
Yeah, because he's actually got some pace. That's what I'm saying. If you break on them, players like Rodri, Gundo, Bernardo, like, they're industrious, but they've got no pace.
Yeah.
If you beat a tackle, you can spring them. And more teams are going to do this, aren't they?
Funnily enough, I mean, we both support a team that does it year after year against City. Like, we've literally got that blueprint.
Yes, that's exactly what we've done.
We've literally done that. We've literally smash grabbed and, had City attack us in spaces where we wanted them to attack us, countered well, create big chances and score goals. And
that game at the Etihad last season, it was just loads and loads and loads of 0.1 XG chances against you. Let them sit in, back yourself, do well with it.
And then Kane scores with a 0.6 XG chance at the end. It's like, well, away you go. Happy days.
So we're taking the credit
for absolutely. No, I mean, he's just class. Like, he's just class. His movement's great. Like, if Southgate can find any way to get him on now, I think he needs to get him on there, because
I think he's made his bed now, mate, on that.
Probably. It's going to kick us when Callum Wilson misses a fucking penalty, isn't it?
It's just a top play. 83 points going into the break. You know, like I said earlier, Kane and Haaland have got over 100 points. They are unbelievably elite. You've then got Tony on 83. Next best is 69. He has really put himself up there. Now, he's done it. And what he can do, I think people think that he's talisman, so he's likely to be involved in the goals and stuff, but he can haul. You got his hat-trick early this season. He's got a brace here.
Should have had a hat-trick today. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, just literally De Bruyne being on the line there.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And would it have been the Laporte clearance would have gone to him as well, I think. Did you see that Laporte clearance? That was like the best defending the world's ever seen.
The one where Laporte cleared it and he actually just kicked it upwards.
Like,
I've never seen that. I've never seen a defender come across and just click it up. He literally went over Tony, and he had the one in the first half as well that Ederson saved, which was from about 7 yards out, which is one of these bigger chances that you don't see on the first one.
So good.
The wonderful thing about this XG is this data is from Opta that Scott uses, which I think is amazing because all the other data is Opta data anyway. Ridiculous.
Hey ho. So coming out of it, Foden looks like he's not on the naughty step, and when he plays,
he's got plenty of time for that though. Christmas coming up.
Oh my God!
To be fair, no, he's going to be in Qatar. He's not going to cause any issues.
Boxing Day though, you just know he's going out on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
Jack and Phil going to go out for Christmas. You just know it. Oh God, we won't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Oh my! What's the first game's like 11:30 or 12:30, 12:30 on Boxing Day, isn't it? So are we all going to be spending Christmas morning looking for team leagues?
So Amazon Prime, isn't it? Spurs.
We are. We're going to be doing Poxy team news, and Tix is going to be doing a Santa bloody video on Boxing Day. Oh God!
Yeah, we're going to be checking wives' Instagrams, all sorts of stuff.
Hate it. Yeah. Oh, I'd forgotten about Instagram stuff about who's celebrating Christmas with their family or not.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You see one and he's back home in Puerto Rico or whatever with his family. And you're like, okay, so he's not starting tomorrow.
I'm literally, as finished this, I've got to tell my wife Christmas is cancelled. It's done.
Done. Amazing.
Erling's going to be in your team in game week 17. Yes.
Do you think you need to keep Cancelo?
I don't know. So the big thing is on that fixture ticker. There's a weird scheduling between game week 17 to 25, and Liverpool and City for some reason only play 3 home games between 17 and 25. Everybody else plays more, but for some reason Liverpool play 3. Notable other ones: Arsenal only play 4. Chelsea, Newcastle, Tottenham play 5 games at home in that period. Man United play 6 home games between 17 and 25.
6 and 8. That's quite a lot.
6 in 8.
Yeah.
That's mad. Liverpool play 3 in 8. City play 3 in 8. I'm tempted to stay in the attack for them. Why I'm more comfortable on probably Robbo than Cancelo is I feel like Robbo is the attack.
Fair enough. Back
Foden for me.
Foden. You still happy with that?
I'm much more happy owning Foden than I am Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. Plus, well, that you probably need that if you're going to go with the Haaland car.
And I'm much more happy owning Kane than I am owning Kevin De Bruyne as well.
Yeah.
Like, we moan about Kane being a DM, like when he does it and he still scores.
He hasn't been that this year either.
He hasn't been that this year, but De Bruyne has.
Yeah.
He was never in the box, apart from when he tried to fall over at one point.
Right. Let's go.
Spin that wheel, mate. Spin that wheel. Oh, no. Is everyone back on it?
No.
Have we got this many games left?
So many games. England's number 1, ships 3. This could be quite a quick one, but...
Boot off.
Marcus Tavernier again. I definitely looked at him like on wildcard 4 or 5 weeks ago or something. And he scored well. Yeah. Genuinely did. I genuinely put him in and then took him out. Genuinely looked at him. This is like Bournemouth, 2.5 XG. Didn't they take like 5 games to do that?
Mate, they gave them... Imagine you can see... Yeah, exactly. That's like... They didn't have that. They had 3 XG when we looked at it after game week 9.
Yeah, exactly.
And they almost got there in this game.
Exactly.
They're fun. They're suddenly
Especially
fun.
at home. I think what we
and
need
now
to
they're going to change manager.
Yeah, that's what we need to be aware of. Well, it could be Marcel, it could be Bielsa.
And then it becomes like...
Then it becomes carnage.
Tavernier suddenly the Rafinha role. He looks a bit like Rafinha.
He does look a bit like Rafinha.
And Solanke becomes prime Bam. That 5 point whatever.
Better finishing.
Changes the game.
Better finishing.
Yeah.
People are asking if Arsenal are actually on the wheel. Bastards.
I'm loving the fact that you still haven't got them out of the
wheel. So
there's cheap options. We have to wait and see. We're not going to get any kind of pre-season for it.
Yeah.
And chances are it's going to make him leakier. If it's Bielsa.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're not picking the defenders anyway.
No. I mean, and Everton.
I feel like it is lit. I mean, I know Tavernier's just obviously he's stepping up now, but then they're your 3 options, aren't they? Tavernier, Billing, who you found out last week was Danish, and Solanke.
Did? Big World Cup.
I mean, I don't think
they're the ones.
Their fixtures aren't great, so I wouldn't even worry about them. Everton.
Nah, nobody is going to have them when they've got Chelsea and Man United away in the first 3 games are back.
Yeah. Everton.
Give it up.
No chance.
Give it up.
Cool. Back we go. They're definitely on the wheel.
Everton, you just decided you're done with them.
Yeah, done with them. Whatever.
And nobody's having Pickford anyway. You don't even want to laugh at Lampard?
Nah, it's all right.
We're above that.
Plenty of that. Best keeper in the league. Where are we going?
Where are we going? Oh, fuck off.
Right. So
I saw that on the wheel earlier and I was like, who the hell is he talking about? Best keeper in the league.
Most clean sheets.
West Ham, Leicester.
West Ham.
That's
Leicester.
Where we're going.
Yep.
Danny Ward.
Fabianski saved a penalty. Still couldn't get anyone in. I think he got 2 bonus. But Danny Ward, just like...
Hold on. Fabianski saved a penalty and Danny Ward still got top bonus?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Because normally the clean sheet is what banks the top bonus.
It's ridiculous. What kind of world are we in? Danny Ward. I hate you, Danny Ward. I hate him so much.
Yeah.
Bring him in. Have you brought him in yet?
Yeah, I have.
I absolutely did. It's the first thing I did.
I have. So, yeah, just to see how mad this is. I mean, in their first 7 games, I mean, it's about the defense as well. Let's not pretend it's not about the defense because
they've all hurt us. Stanley's got owners.
Well, I mean, just generally speaking, how they're playing. I mean, they conceded 16 goals from just about 16 xG, or sorry, 16 post shot xG in the first 7 games, and the last 7 games they've conceded 3 from 4.1. So, like, he's improved as a keeper, and the defense has improved 4-fold, like literally 4-fold. I mean, I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say because when we did the whole Leicester games always start 1-1, they'd literally the both teams to score bet had failed maybe 3 times in about 8 months.
But they were playing Europe, well deep into Europe, playing games every midweek. And we said in our pre-season pod, Leicester do not have Europe. When everyone else gets tired, they will not. And we forgot it. We completely forgot.
Yeah, but that first 8 games just made us forget it. That's why.
But they didn't. No one was playing in Europe then. When they were playing once a week, nobody started in Europe till like game week 6, wherever it was.
Yeah, it was game week 5. Yeah, no, you're right.
We completely forgot that this team was not playing, and they had a whole week to iron out their stupid mistakes and play tired old West Ham.
They've conceded 1 goal in their last 7 games. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that was against Man City.
They are working. They're working hard.
Rodgers was out. I mean, he was gone. He was literally, P45 was being drawn up.
He went and got the guitar, mate. He done a song. He sat there.
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
And then off he went. It's just mad. It's genuinely just mad. Honestly. Like, Danny Ward had 8 points on my bench for the first 8 game weeks. 52 points since then. 52. And then, as you say, it's not just him that's hurt us. It's Castagna with his 60-odd points in the last 10 games as well, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just pure pain.
Justin's injury looked bad midweek, but Luke Thomas did a good job.
Yeah.
How do we say it? Vice?
Fass? I think it's Fass.
I think it is Fass. I think you're right in that word.
Yeah.
He's good. Really good.
But they've got Newcastle, Liverpool straight out the blocks. So do we just avoid everything outfield and just go, right, we'll just get Ward and
I think that
7.9 and then just, or 7.
I think it depends on Kepa. Because if Kepa's back, which he will be, and Kepa's number 1, you can do Danny Ward home to Newcastle, or
you do Kepa home to Bournemouth.
You got Kepa home to Bournemouth, Kepa away to Forest, and then you walk into
and then you fuck him off for Danny Ward.
For Danny Ward into home to Fulham. Ooh. But you can have both. You can have both for like 8.7.
8.6, okay.
Well, yeah, it probably is wherever we got him out already.
Yeah.
8.6 is the price now. Yeah, 8.6.
Yeah.
8.6 for those two. Chelsea and Leicester. It's fantastic.
Indeed. We're already at 54 minutes. Let's get back to the wheel. Still got the loot.
You could even take the gamble on Kepa to an extent because you get Ward anyway.
Yeah, true. We've still got 5 games to go.
Spin it.
Odegaard is definitely there. Oh, we're short there. Danny at the double. Okay, so Danny at the double. Off we go to the Amex.
Shall we tackle the VAR thing? Do you want to? What your feelings on the Dina? Have you seen the Dina?
Yes. Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
It's a pen. I can't think of any reason why it's not a pen. Are we thinking? Are we saying that because the ball rolled onto his back foot that suddenly it's not a pen?
I don't know.
That's because that's the only thing I could think of that they thought might have happened.
At the time when it happened, I thought, nah, it's just the bit that I don't like, and I can see with the ref's point of view is, why is March just booting a ball at someone that's 2 yards in front of him? It's like, do you see what I mean? Like March isn't trying to play the ball either. He's not trying to do anything with the ball. He's just trying to nick the ball and get a penalty. That's his game. Is that 2 of them go at it, one whacks the ball at the other one, and it all gets a bit clumsy. And it looks so much more clumsy when you slow it down.
True.
And so
I only saw it slowed down.
Kind of get it a little bit that the ref goes, piss off. Like, just stupid incident here this is. But when it gets slowed down and looked at like it is,
yeah.
Isn't that what VAR's for? That you should go.
Yeah, precisely.
And I guess there is that part. This is the bit that's weird, and you'll always have that stuff where someone says, shouldn't he just go and look at it? Yes. Yeah. Yes, he should go and look at it. and that's where this weird world comes about, where it's clear and obvious and all that stuff. It's not clear and obvious that something different's happened to what he's seen. What he's seen is two guys going for it. March has booted it, which means that Dean has booted the air and then ends up kicking him.
Yeah.
Which he knows. He knows it's happening because you can see the ball move that way. So he's not going to see him. He doesn't know, but he might not quite have got the technicalities of it, or the fact that he actually really did catch him. And that's where I just feel a lot more comfortable with the ref was brave enough to go and have a look at it and go, nah, that's just football, mate. If he went that's just football, I'd be like, that's cool. At least just standing up for your conviction of what you're thinking it is. But when he doesn't even go and look at it, if you're the team on the other end, it leaves such a sour taste. But I don't know.
The video assistant ref has to tell him to go and look at it, though.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's the order of communication, is that happens.
But when we had like last week with Trent, where he actually pushes someone, not like no Brighton fan can say that Dina has tried to hurt March. There is zero maliciousness in it. It's just two people trying to swing for a ball and the other person gets the ball first.
Yeah.
And the reason why you want a pen is for clumsiness, which is fine. That's fine. That's what it is. But when they're not giving things when it's actually malicious, someone pushing it, I'm like, I didn't expect them to give it. Yeah. And I feel like but where it changes is that Carragher is just screaming at the TV, it's a pen, he's going to give this, he's going to give this, he's going to give this. And I say that outcome bias will put us into our head where it brings the whole game into stupidity.
That's fair. Fair. FPL wise?
Well, Ings has got 4 goals in 5 games since came back in the team.
Just tough start, isn't it? Liverpool then Spurs.
You're never going on Danny Ings when there's players like
Darwin, Kane, Haaland,
and even Tony, Wilson, Mitrovic.
Yeah, sorry, Danny.
Never happening. Never happening. Would you have Trossard after the break?
No, fuck him. Seriously.
Agreed.
Seriously, bangs for fun. I have him for 2 weeks. Scores 4 points. It's fucking James Ward-Prowse in disguise, prick. Basically,
agreed.
And with Welbeck back, I mean, he's obviously back in his left side position.
Yeah.
Just, meh.
Agreed.
Cool. Good. Agreed. Move on. This is amazing. I'm really hoping Arsenal are going to be last. I'm not lying. You can see it's on there. It's called Odegaard. It's definitely on there. Look, you can see it as it slows down.
How many got left? Miggy's coming next. Come on, Miggy.
See, look. There you go. Anyone fancy nachos?
You are deliberately finding ways.
This is amazing. This is genuinely amazing. What was saying? United improving?
Ways.
United improving?
That's good from United.
Really good. Lots and lots of very high, relatively high XG chance in that first half.
First half, really, really good United. Dan
James comes in and changes the game.
Well, I would say before Dan James, the thing that changed the game in this one was Elanga coming off. Elanga is nowhere near good enough to play for Man United or play for most Premier League football teams. He's just a very, very limited right winger. He might be good at doing other stuff, but we've only got to see him really as a right winger. And as that, he just kind of runs and carries But what he does do is give shape. And that's all that they needed, because even that first goal, the fact that you've got him stretching out down the right, because, no Dalot today and Malacia was just horrendous at right back. He at least did do that stretch, which then means that Bruno gets more room, Eriksen gets more room. Great. And that's where they're at. And even that first goal, the ability that, Martial gets to get the ball, turn and run with it, just looks like a much more functional team. Martial should have had a brace by half time, but did not. And then he comes off because he's clearly not playing well, Elanga, for them. But they then move Rashford over to the right or go to a weird... They bring McTominay on, so it's not even, like for like. They lose that shape. And shape is just too important, is when the shape's winning, keep the shape. So it's a bit, I said last week, I feel it again. It's a bit of naivety from Ten Hag in what he did there. He completely lost control of a game that they were all over. And Fulham rightly got back in it. Fulham are a good team.
Do you think they lose a bit? Do you think they just lose a bit of bite without Mitrovic, though? I mean, obviously he just sucks everything in, though, doesn't he? So
there were so many good balls in that first half from Willian now and Andreas, mate. So many good balls into that box, and Vinicius is just, well, we know what Vinicius is.
Yeah.
But moment magic. This kid is magic. 4.3 in the game. The speed. When he first did it, I thought he might have been offside because there was another, but it wasn't him that was in that position. That I think it was Bruno was in the position on that left side, and he was the one that came from deep past it. Well, overtook about 5 different players. And I thought it was really poor keeping from Leno. I feel like Leno should have saved it, to be fair. But he was quick. He took it early. It was a surprise, and all that stuff. And Leno's not great. So you're going to score. Massive result for Man United. Andreas, there's no reason. Andreas versus Garnacho, you can just see those conversations, can't
you? Yeah.
Because Man United have got the fixtures.
I just think there's more around. There's more. What's the word? There's more people that can score points at United, is what I'm going for. Yeah. Garnacho, you'll have Anthony, you'll have Martial, you have Rashford, you have Bruno, Ronaldo maybe. All these guys can score points. Even Fred scores points every now and again. You look at Fulham, really, when you look at it, it's Andreas and Mitrovic. So
it could be an issue for Rashford a little bit more though. In that team, effectively, you've now got another person. Just assume that Alanga drops out of this conversation, but you've got Anthony, you've got Sancho, you've got Garnacho, you've got Rashford for 2 positions out wide. Assuming that by the end we come back, that Martial's back. I don't know. Like striker spots are tough, but Martial, it will get the chances. It's just whether you can trust his body.
Yeah.
Maybe the play's Anthony. I think a lot of us will be on Rashford. I've got Rashford at the moment, but maybe the play is Anthony, because you could see today that right side just didn't function, and it didn't function last week. It's not functioning without Anthony, and if Anthony's back, maybe he's the option.
Yeah, and I think the experiment I had the last couple of weeks with Luke Shaw feels over. I think back to Dalot will be no. You say and laugh. I mean, I'm not raging that obviously they conceded, but it's more obviously Dalot will come back in and he'll start doing what he's been doing all season and start sucking that bonus back up. And so when they do keep cleans.
Yeah, the 2 defensive midfielders in this game were magnificent. Casemiro early on that first half was just ridiculous amount of times he won the game and went off. But Paulina, the Fulham guy,
something like 7 or 8 tackles or something like that.
What a guy! I think on SofaScore they had him. He won 10 of 13 ground duels.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Ridiculous. 10 duels won in a game on the ground
today on Sky. So
it was. They looked like they were going to sub him right at the end as well, like he was on his feet, which is probably didn't help them for that last bit for the goal. But he is a proper player. Spin that wheel. Right, we'll go Newcastle next, mate. We'll go Newcastle next. Come
on. Let's see. So let's just close this down a second. So you can see I'm taking out anyone fancy nachos. There's 2 left.
We've got 2 left.
Right. So we've got Odegaard, which is obviously Wolves versus Arsenal. And we've got Miggy Shit's points. And that is obviously Newcastle versus Chelsea.
Let's
go. I'm just waiting for Mike in the chat. And then should we click it? Let's go.
Click it. Let's go.
There we go. We're so close.
So close to
It's because I closed down, and if I'd have just clicked go, we'd have been fine. But oh well.
Let's go.
Can't even find it now. Hold on. There he is. So
we need to talk about Odegaard.
Well, the thing is Arsenal create good chances. So it's not always about Odegaard. Odegaard has been the beneficiary this game, but in other games it's other players. So I think it's more complex than just saying, oh, it's Odegaard. He's a very good player, but there's obviously no Xhaka today. He went off injured early, did he?
He went, yeah.
So that changes the dynamic of Odegaard plays on that right hand side of that three, and Xhaka plays on the left, obviously. So what we've been seeing earlier on in the season is that everything's been focused down that left hand side, and obviously without him. I mean, saying that though, Fabio Vieira is kind of the middle guy there, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it has. And I think it's just a blind spot in our brains of here is that Martinelli and Saka feel like they're the ones that you want. We've all gone Xhaka, wow, and we've talked about it on this pod so many times that it basically is that they've got that left channel, right channel outside of Partey, and they have license to overtake. And we've talked about it, and it's been surprising for Xhaka because it's not what we expect of him. With Odegaard, who used to play in like the number 10, we kind of just expected it, but I feel like we might have taken it for granted, and we're not really seeing the amount of chances that he's getting. His numbers are big. He is averaging, I said earlier about Rodrigo and Salah on the net penalty XG per 90. He's averaging 0.33 XG per 90. That is the top of any of the Arsenal midfielders for XG per 90. It's level with Rashford and Almiron.
Yeah.
We need to try and start taking it seriously that actually we've got a guy that takes all the free kicks. He's getting plenty of open play XG. Is still 6.4. Now, you're in a position, and I think a few others are in a position where they took out Martinelli and haven't got him now.
Yeah.
Now, those people that have got Martinelli, it's going to be really difficult to give up value and go from Martinelli to Odegaard. I don't see many of us doing it. I don't see me doing it. Saka, I think, is people will move off. I
mean,
ownership's always going to be low on Odegaard. I would be really looking at him as an option.
Yeah,
really looking at him as an option.
The thing about Saka, to say Odegaard in this game, I mentioned it at the start about this, but like Saka was literally 6 inches behind him. In fact, I think Spartans has just said that Ramsdale.
I thought he'd got it. I thought
Ramsdale thought that he scored.
Yeah, I genuinely watched him. Why is he celebrating?
Yeah.
But it's similar, but you can say that Saka was right behind Darwin for Darwin's second goal and would have scored it. But
Salah
was outside Darwin.
Yeah.
But Darwin plays one position in. Odegaard plays one position in
from Saka. He does.
So the law of the land is that the one position in man should get it, and he did. So it's like, I don't think it's unlucky that Saka didn't get that goal because the right person got the goal, and I just think we got to keep thinking that in our brain that this is a really cheap, good asset, and is at his shitting points.
Yeah.
But I think in our brain, we've got ourselves convinced that he's a bit of a plodder, but you know him from like your old like Football Index days and stuff like that. And you talked to me about him, and he was more of a right winger, and he was at Sociedad, and he was very much like almost like a Van der Vaart, like a real
But again, same
asset.
thing, like all on the set pieces, everything like that. And obviously, then he was like younger because he was that super kid.
He's still young, though,
exactly.
Isn't
he? He's what, 22?
Yeah.
So,
like, this could be a big asset that goes for a long time. I just feel like we should not be closed off to this one as something that should be out there. He's going to be on the team sheet every week.
He's captain, isn't he? Isn't he? He's captain.
Mike,
captain? Tell me otherwise.
Mike tells us otherwise.
Pretty sure he's club captain.
Defense. While we're doing that, defense. Have you had a
No.
Other bar Ramsdale.
No.
Have you had an Arsenal defender all season?
No. I'm pretty sure the answer is no. What's annoying is that 4 weeks ago I was going to bring in Ben White for a hit. Like, it's cost me 10 points overall, but it just felt really it felt like I could do it, and then I felt like I wanted one more week worth of information. And that one more week has cost me. It was the week that he got the assist against Southampton, I think it was. And now every clean sheet is just pain. It's like 40-50% own defence, just killing me every single week.
Yeah, because if you want to know why you got a red arrow, if you got a red arrow this week, the chances are it is a combination of three things. I have all of these three things. One is that you didn't own Kane. That was about 5 points against you. So what that means is every other team got 5 points head start because 40-odd% of the people had Kane. 60% of the teams had Almiron, didn't have Almiron. So there's 6 points then going against you, 3.5 points against you in this. But then you get to the defence. 37% have got Saliba, 16% have got White. Then you've got Gabriel's with 12%, 6% of Ramsdale. So you're 60-70% owned. Between Gabriel, White, and Saliba, they've scored over 210 points in 14 games. They're averaging 15 points a game between those three players. I've had no piece of that.
Yeah, it's painful.
No piece of those 210 points between those three players. I've had no piece of it.
Yeah.
And they're all cheap.
Yeah.
Stupid. Can we just put me in?
Yeah. So Arsenal players are good. Fine. Everyone knows.
But keep the cheap ones. Keep the cheap one. White, Saliba, Odegaard, Martinelli. Yeah. We're still getting the team that's whatever they are, 5 points clear at the top. We can still get assets under 6.5 million in midfield and under 5 million in defence. Yeah. Like, it's madness not to be maxing out on these cheapos.
They were priced like 7th, 8th placed players last year. We got them in Saka 6.5, etc. They were fine. They were good. Ben White 4.5 million, etc. They finished 5th. Right? They're priced like 5th, 4th position team at the moment. They're flying, so they're still underpriced.
Yeah,
we'll look at the non-penalty XG in a minute, but or the XG difference in a minute. But yeah, I mean, just very like 30 seconds because we're an hour and 15 minutes already, which is a bit longer for us, but it's a bit more chill than last week.
Yeah, we're good.
Talk to me about the penalty appeal. I mean, in my mind, the correct decision came, but the fact that is the correct decision is a complete fucking joke. Because as soon as the linesman gives the offside, in fact, I don't even know why it went to VAR at that point. It doesn't actually make any sense that it went to VAR because the game stops. So regardless of whether it's the VAR can't change the offside because it's nothing to do with the goal. The VAR can't change the decision about the foul because that happened after the offside actually happened, which is what was given in the game. So I don't know. And Mike, you're saying got to get that dig in. I'm just thinking about game state here because the game is a different point in the game. I mean, it changes the way the game is played.
There was a few times when Wolves went at them, they were open, but
better attacks. I don't think Arsenal will allow that kind of counter against better teams, but that kind of attack from a better team may have been hurt.
Lucky, but can't ignore what we got.
Job done.
Job done. 2 away games, Chelsea and Wolves, to get through those with 2 clean sheets.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, cool.
Let's go.
Oh, the 5th place dig. Yeah. We've all watched Amazon, mate. Tottenham might lose to Norwich. I'm not spinning the wheel for this one. There's only one left.
Chelsea are dead.
Rubbish.
Wait. We need to wait for the signs. We need to wait for the signs on this one. Like Kepa is whatever because he's cheap and he's playing, but the rest of it, you just can't go near it.
I've never seen them their attack be so toothless.
I think I saw some stat that it's never happened since the record started, that they had 2 games in a row of under 0.5 XG.
Incredible.
Just team's dead. And weird stuff. Like, there's clearly players he doesn't trust. But again, come back to this. Playing fixtures. He's now got some time to try and organise the players that he's got, get players fit with the players that he's got, and the ones that are not there, find a way to get them on board for them. Newcastle, they're continually winning without actually getting a huge amount of XG. Actually, like they're doing okay.
That's because Miggy keeps banging it in from 30 yards. That's what's happened in the past. Obviously,
that's special things. Even Willock's goal, look, it takes it off Almiron's feet for the lovely easy assist and the beauty.
So intelligent. That whole move, from the way that Miggy brought that inside against Koulibaly, was so intelligent. The ball's bouncing too high, gets his head there because he knows that he's going to get.
They just want it, mate. Whenever you hear
one moment,
whenever you hear how though, like all he talks about is motivation. Will. Like, they just want it more, and they want it a lot more than this team. And it never felt in doubt. Like, they just controlled their way through this.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Good team.
We cannot get distracted by shiny things and take Trippier out of our team.
No, I agree. But I think the important thing is we need to look, because we say look, Newcastle have had 1 XG here, but they've been putting up 2.5 consistently elsewhere. So we all look at like Nick Pope, like, okay, good, Nick Pope's a great keeper, gets lots of points. Yes, but that blocks you, right? It blocks you from the assets that are going to explode, because they don't. I mean, look at this. Like, they conceded 0.3 XG here. They've continuously been conceding like less than 1 XG. Nick Pope isn't going to get you a 10-pointer on less than 1 XG. It's just not going to happen.
Not going to happen. So I remember in pre-season, old FPL said that basically Trippier was like, they've repositioned James Ward-Prowse as a defender in the game, and James Ward-Prowse gets 150 points a game, a season, every season, and now you're going to have somebody that is James Ward-Prowse but gets clean sheets.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time hearing that and thinking, and so he'll get more bonus and he'll get clean sheets and he'll do all the things that James Ward-Prowse does, but who gets 150 points? And you're like, oh, well, we're 16 games in, he's got 96 points, and only Haaland and Kane have got more points than him.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to get better because he's been injured.
It's the best prediction. It's the best call anyone's ever given. Walsh gave that call at the start of the season. Was we've got James Ward-Prowse in defence, smashing it out.
Amazing.
Because he just turns up. Like, he got booked. He was nowhere near the bonus. And then suddenly, right at the end of the game, two bonus, thanks. I love those. Yeah. But because he's so good at them, and actually a lot of them are, and actually how well they are, Pope isn't really earning his money in that defence. But they're too good at defence right now that you kind of want a bit more of them. Like Pope's the highest way into that defence, bar Trippier, and it's like but you kind of feel like you need 2 of them. Saying that, their fixtures are bad going out the other side. But I think Trippier is just forever. You just leave him, stick with him, don't get.
Trippier is forever. I love that.
He is forever.
I love that. I feel like dubbing that over like a Spice Girls Viva Forever, like clipping that, putting it on a short.
Just
or something
gold.
Like yeah, it's good.
Absolute gold. Just relentless. 17 bonus points he's got.
Hold on. Did you say their fixtures aren't great coming out of the World Cup? You're talking like Leicester, Leeds.
Yeah, but Arsenal. It's away. Leicester score goals at home.
Fulham, Palace,
and
West
keep
Ham.
Clean sheet, and they've got the best keeper in the world.
They do. They do.
Leeds score goals. They bring the fun. Arsenal score goals.
Yeah, fine.
I can see people are going to get tempted, because I think people are going to say, I want Cancelo, I want Robertson. I also want an Arsenal defender, but I don't want to pay 4 at the back. So is Trippier the one that I drop out? And I'm just saying, he's better than any midfielder. Like, you say the old thing about like midfielders and stuff, but there's no £6 million midfielder that's coming anywhere near Trippier.
No.
apart from Almiron, because he's actually got 93 points, not far behind him.
Not far.
But they're too good value. Almiron and Trippier are too good value.
Agreed. Right, let's just talk this quickly, non-penalty XG. So this data is coming from Understat. We've taken out everyone except the traditional top 6 and Newcastle, obviously. And I just wanted to stop to say, Dal, I've seen your comment. Stop using capital letters, and I might respond to you. Seriously, start shouting at me. I'm not going to respond. But appreciate the fact that you enjoy the stream. Glad you look forward to it. Thanks for telling us that Odegaard was club captain. Thank you. Right, so this non-penalty XG. So what this is telling us, so you've got the colours there and...
Worms.
The worms there. And Manchester United in purple that you can't really see. So what you can see is Manchester United between game week 9, roughly, and getting their 14th game. They're obviously progressing. There's lots of teams that are progressing, slowly but surely. In fact, so Liverpool are pretty stagnant. But
did we say it? This is the
non-penalty expected goal difference.
So XG minus XGC, whatever it is.
Yeah. So the key thing.
So this should just keep going up. Hopefully, if you're a good team, it would go up, and if you're a bad team, it would go down.
Yeah, with some blips, maybe.
Yeah.
But what we can see is that City, essentially, when I looked at it after their 9th game, their expected goal difference was 17.46. After 14 games, it is 16.82. So that means that in their last 5 games,
they've been outscored.
They've essentially been
outchanced.
Yes. Which is madness. It's
madness.
Pure madness. And we've all been
these congestions, mate.
These
congestions have been killing people.
The
ones that haven't been able to. So Arsenal are the anomaly, but Arsenal are resting a lot of players in their Europa games, and Arsenal are just in a different planet now. I mean, look at it, literally on a different planet to everybody else. That is just it's getting better, but unbelievable lift off from 11 to 15.
Yeah. What did you give? What did you call Chelsea?
The Loch Ness monster that you can't see them.
Pokes his head up once or twice a season and then disappears. You can see it game week 8. Their 8th game.
They poke their head above naught on their expected goal difference in game week 8, and then we've never seen them again. Horrific. Man United, you can see it starting to work. And that gives me, their fixtures are good coming out of 17, and you can see they're starting to work for it. Newcastle
in the last 7 games, last 7 games, have just gone from 0 to 10. So they've gone from 0 to 10 in the last 7, and City have gone nothing for the last 5. Like they're on the ascendancy.
Newcastle, Arsenal, Man City are working.
Yeah.
Liverpool are literally treading water. For a long time now. City struggling. City and Liverpool, 3 home games out of the next 8. Tottenham are just about starting to work okay, but it's a grind.
Yeah,
it's a grind, and Man United are after them. In that sense. Let's not forget it, but let's also have in the context of our mind that this fixture schedule has really hurt the European teams, really hurt them.
Yeah.
And that won't be there the other side.
Not so much. Not so much.
It's all big. They're big games. Don't get me wrong. The European games at the other side are big games, but they're sort of February.
Yeah. Cool. And then, no, that's not the one I wanted. Nor is that one. That's the one I wanted. It's the ticker.
Fixture ticker. Get free Southampton in. That's the next thing.
Yeah, mate. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the fixture ticker says. We've got a break. We've got a break.
Yeah, we just wanted to commit some stuff into here and get our brain thoughts out of what we've done, because we'll forget it over the next 5-6 weeks.
Indeed. Right. So if you've got any questions, or if you've got any things to share from the last 16 weeks or whatever, then feel free to just drop them down into the chat. It'll come up on the screen. I don't think There's a question from FPL Spartans. He says trips, but who else then for Newcastle? I think at the moment you're just looking at Miggy.
We can't deal these questions now, can we? Let's wait the questions. We're going to be back on every week. We won't have time off. Let's go, boys. It's been hard work.
Next week. Yeah. Okay, fine. Next week we're talking to Harry. We'll talk to him probably after the Qatar Ecuador game.
Yeah.
Same time, Sunday night, 8:30.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. So thank you to everyone who has listened this first half of the season. We really appreciate every single one of you once again. If you've enjoyed the video on YouTube, please make sure you hit that like button. If you enjoy the content and want to see more, hit subscribe. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/aboveaverageFPL. If you're listening on a podcast, click a like button, review 5 stars, do all that good stuff. And we're continuing to do World Cup content. Thank you again. And I think as well from Baker, I think you may want to mention, didn't know whether you wanted to mention last night, the guys at FPL Meets.
I did, yeah. When I was
big shout out to everyone there.
So many there. Nima does a great job. Went to Spurs with, I just remind you, the community is just good people, mate. I went to Spurs with 6 people from the community. I went to their meet, about 20 odd people at the meets and the night out. Just get involved. Just everyone we met. I see a few in there today. Andy Mack in the chat. We had a beer last night. I know that there was other ones going on. Mike was at one in Manchester. There was ones all over the world yesterday. If you see them about, get involved. They're so much fun.
Sounds good.
And really good for the people that put them on. They do, it's selfless doing it.
And if you're not doing World Cup Fantasy, and this is the last time you're going to listen to us before this side of Christmas, then have a good Christmas, I guess.
Come back next week. Have a drink. We've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, true. Do that. Speak to you later.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, mate.